Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. The version of 9 of the game is finally here. We have that cool wallpaper when we load up the game. It's pretty nice. It's champions that I do not have on the account, so there's that. But we have the siege coming to the game, and lots of players are very disappointed, especially on the second video that raid posted on explaining everything that this new feature will have. Players on the comment section went nuts. They went crazy. You guys went crazy in there. The likes to dislikes ratio, it's almost a 1-to-1, which usually shows on how players see a new feature coming in. Of course, nobody has tried it yet, so many people just see, myself included, see this new mode as something very tiring, something that we did not need and do not want until other things come in. Of course, that's not going to be the theme of today's video. I'm not going to talk about all the things we need before this. I want to talk about the clan siege and how I've read through it. I've understood the mode, and I will say it's easier than you guys might think, especially for the lower clans. It's going to be fun using some of your teams, especially against other players. And again, especially once the matchmaking comes into place and we are facing clans that are of the same level as us, you'll be fighting other people who have similar champions for the most part to you. Other players who are in clans with the same kind of win ratio as you. So the fights should be more close together as time goes on, and players are fighting other clans of around the same win ratio. So don't worry too much about the first one. The first one is basically going to be a test period. And the first one is also going to be match made based on your clan's last 4 CVC battles. So you'll get an idea if your last 4 CVC battles were kind of close. You'll get an idea of what your clan siege is going to look like. Let me just explain on how the clan siege works. Very briefly, I'm going to give you guys on how you should see it as an easier thing, especially if you're just a member of the clan. You don't have to worry about fixing teams and fixing the different defenses. What you need to worry about is placing your defenses and then doing your attacks when the time comes. This whole thing will be going for 16 days and 16 days, I believe, or 17 days, and 14 of those days, a long period, is just the prep phase, where all you have to do is set up your teams. Okay, you can see it here. The prep phase and how long this goes is 12 days, actually. 12 days, and you basically have 12 days to set your defenses. It's not that hard. What the hard thing is to coordinate all of this, and that is the job for your clan leaders, your deputies, and the lieutenants. Okay, so don't worry too much about it. Most of the players you guys are watching, you're just going to be a member of the clan, so don't worry too much about it. But if you are somebody who's in the clan leader, deputy, or lieutenant, you guys need to talk a little bit more together and understand this more in order to better prepare for it. But again, just do a few of these modes and you should be fine, because this is not going to go away anytime soon. It's a mode we'll have forever, like other modes we have that have been added to the game. And it's all about us testing it and just seeing how we enjoy it. The thing that you need to take away from this is you need to set up 2 defenses. That's your job for the next 12 days, for the prep phase. You just need to set 2 defenses. They can be set in any of these slots right here. Don't set them on day 1. We still have 1 week and 4 days left of just thinking, okay, how does all of this work? How are we going to go about doing this? The defenses for the posts, this is very simple. You use these defense scrolls. You have 2 of them, so you set up 2 defenses. How does this work? Well, if you set any kind of team here, guys, okay, any kind of team, you can use any of your champions. These champions cannot be used twice unless you have duplicates of them for the defenses, okay? But you can use them on offense, so don't worry too much about it. I've played other games with similar game modes, and if you place the team on defense, you couldn't use that team on offense. So that would have eliminated a lot of players' enjoyment of this mode. But actually, if you have 8 champions, you could place the defenses. What makes this a little bit trickier is the conditions, especially on these posts. If you set up a team defense on the post, these are the conditions that me as a defender can select. And I believe the deputies, lieutenants, and the clan leader can remove these conditions if they really wanted to, just so it changes things up. So you can set them by yourself, and you're going to be using these orbs, these mana orbs, to set up the defense. Why do you want to set up these different conditions? So for example, only champions from the Talarian League can be used. Only champions from the corrupted can be used, and this changes all your options. If you are somebody with a big roster of champions, then you can set one of these, and you know, okay, if I set only support champions, then only support champions can attack me. That's how it works. If you set up only supports on defense, like these, right? Only support champions can attack you. So it depends on what kind of support champions you're using here, and thinking, okay, I have the better supports, comparing it to whoever tries to attack me. Or you might think, okay, I don't want to use a condition. I'll just use my best arena team for one, and then my best arena team for number two. And that is basically it for this part, all right? For these defenses. So these are the posts. They don't have an icon on top of them. Then you have the defense towers. This is a little bit different because there's no conditions here. You just set up the defense, and here the different bonuses, these different bonuses, this will be set by your clan leader, your deputies, and lieutenants. So you don't care about these. These are just buffs you'll get on this building. And these bonuses depend on the levels of the building, which are again set based on the level of your stronghold, which is the big building right here. So the way that you'll set your defenses here is not similar to the post. Here you can send any kind of champions you want. There's no conditions, and you'll be using, let's say, your arena team 1, arena team 2. That's basically it. And if you have some arena presets, then 1 and 2, you can do that. Your tag teams, for example, you tag 1, tag 2. You think those are great, those are going to be worth it. That's going to make it easier for you. And that's your job. That's your job for the next 12 days, basically, for the prep phase. Once you get accustomed to this, once you start using up defense teams, also, these will show up here on the preview siege. So you'll basically make this as an instant thing that you set up, and then 12 days later, you'll get the matchmaking. Matchmaking takes less than a day. It's very quickly, and you'll be facing an enemy clan based on what the matchmaking has done. So it's already looking much easier to see, okay, I'm just going to set the defenses on these 12 days. Matchmaking is going to find another clan for us to beat. And is that it? No. Well, after the matchmaking is done, there's going to be the attack phase. The attack phase takes 2 days. And what is the attack phase? You'll see the same screen here, but it's going to be the enemy clan. And you'll be trying to beat these stages very similarly to how the Cursed City looks. But you'll need to take a path, okay? The ideal way for any clan is to find the path of least resistance. And I'm not talking about resistance stat. I'm talking about the path where the defenses are so easy that you'll be able to go all the way to the stronghold. So you might think, oh, this is the way we're going to hit post 2, post 8, 10, 15, and all that. But maybe the enemy clan has set up smart defenses where they just cut you off here, or they cut you off here so that you can't go and beat the stronghold immediately. Beating the stronghold gives you one of the conditions you need to win, by the way, as a clan. So the idea will be that everybody attacks and pushes through and beats the stronghold. That's how people will think, okay, we'll win this way. But if both your clan and the enemy clan beats the stronghold, then you need more victory points. And the way that you get victory points is by, well, just winning. It's very simple. Victory points is if you beat all the teams set on the defenses, the defense there is considered as destroyed, and you get victory points, okay? Personal victory rewards. And then also, if your clan wins the whole thing, you get rewards because you beat the whole building. And how it will look, just gonna give you guys an idea how it will look on the far end game part, is the huge clans, I'm guessing, will be beating the complete map here, just because they will have such strong members that each one of them will be beating the defense here. They will be beating the stronghold, and it's going to be all about getting those victory points. And if one member doesn't manage to win, then the enemy gets defense points because their defense is 1, and that's going to be how the end clans win. In the more lower part of the competition, it's all going to be, okay, who beats this thing, the stronghold. So don't stress too much about it. The stronghold is where the really heavy defenses are going to be, in my opinion. I think here is where players will be placing the stronger member defense teams, okay? And here you'll have your different bonuses that will be applied based on the building, and the way the building gets upgraded. It's things that the clan leader has to worry, and the way you upgrade it is by using florins and using your mana orbs. So that's what I want to explain next. So the way that you get florins is through wins throughout the map, and the way that you get mana orbs is through farming the mana towers. So how do you farm these? Well, once this building has been destroyed, okay, if my understanding is correct, when this building is destroyed, the defenses there, wait, this is not the mana tower. Which one is the mana tower? This one's the mana tower, mana shrine. Okay, once these are beaten, okay, you'll have a rebattle reward. By the way, you can only do 2 attacks for the whole attack phase. So again, don't worry too much about this. But the thing is, every single player will have the opportunity to do a rebattle. Okay, so the idea behind this is that the leaders of the clans will say, okay, we've beaten the mana shrine, go and beat one of the defenses in a rebattle so that we can pick up some mana orbs through the rebattle reward. So basically, you'll have the opportunity to beat a team 3 times. 2 from your attacks, and then 1 on the rebattle. That is my understanding so far of this whole thing. In terms of rewards, you can see the rewards right here. These don't look that great, if I'm gonna be brutally honest. You get the new set, which what the new set is, it's basically a set that has a 4-piece bonus, which that bonus gives you a block debuff buff, okay? And then the 6-piece, and then the 9-piece bonus gives you more damage if you apply debuffs on the opponent. So if you apply debuffs on the opponents, your other champions can do more damage on them. And then the 6-piece bonus gives you a chance to not get sheeped when you apply debuffs. So that is possibly the strongest thing about this whole thing, where if you are somebody who focuses on PvP, having a set that can block polymorph is the way to go. Okay, the rewards in terms of shards, you get some prism shards and you get some fragments for the new champion that has been added to the game. It will take a long time in order to get the new champion, but if you guys got any idea of how this whole thing works, it seems that it's way less stressful, especially for the lower end clans, where you're just gonna set up your defenses, guys. 12 days, set up your defenses. You're gonna slowly upgrade your stronghold for this to become stronger. If it gets upgraded to higher levels, this will allow for more defenses and will allow for the other buildings also to be upgraded. So it will make it a more interesting experience, especially for your clan leaders, and they'll be setting all this up. But you, as the average player, you're just gonna set your defenses, wait 12 days. Okay, this is gonna be how this whole thing will develop in the future, right? We're gonna get so used to it. Set up your defenses. Pretty much everybody will get used to setting up the defenses in a specific slot. Okay, specific mana orbs used. That's gonna be how we get used to it. You're gonna use specific mana orbs. My understanding is that the conditions will not change. All right, so only attack champions can be used. Like, these conditions will not change in, for the next rotation of this, the next rotation, and all that. So if you think about it that way, it makes it much smoother experience for the future. But again, it will take time just setting up your defenses. It's gonna take you, let's say, an hour, less than an hour, once you get used to it, and then you'll have your safe teams ready to go for the next siege and the next siege. The attack phase, that might take longer, in the sense of, okay, I've logged in, I want to go and do an attack. Maybe that's not your time to do the attack, because maybe you're waiting for this is, let's say, the weakest defense you've ever seen. Okay, you're gonna wait out on a weak player from your clan to try and beat it, and ideally they'll beat it. Okay, that's the whole thing. You're just gonna let your weaker members try and beat the smaller defenses in terms of power and all that, so that you can use your 2 battles that you have on maybe stronger opponents. So don't rush in. Thing is, the communication is going to be a big part of this. Just the clan communication here just sucks. Okay, but maybe they'll change it in the future. Usually clans use Discord to communicate with each other, so that's going to be the way that it goes in my eyes. That's how I see this new mode. It's much more intricate than I thought in terms of all the details, but it's also much simpler So you don't have to stress too much about it. It's not like live arena where you have to be there for 2 hours fighting one by one. You'll only have 2 attacks to do, then 1 rebattle on the mana shrines, so that you help your clan get more orbs through the rebattle reward. Okay, if you cannot beat the team, maybe this shrine has a team that you can beat. Okay, so it depends if you clear through all the way here. And that is the way that the clans will do, is probably they'll do something so they get the mana shrine, and then they go up here so they can beat the stronghold. It depends. It really depends. But majority of clans will focus on this first, and then maybe these other things can help them just become stronger. The magic towers and the defense towers have different bonuses, okay? And that is basically like a detail. It's just setting up defenses on these towers and their levels and all that. So that's it for this mode. I just wanted to explain to you guys on how it works. It looks much simpler now that I've digested all the information about it. The rewards seem mediocre, okay, especially for the majority of players. And again, also getting the victory chest is only for the victorious clan, which I think it's bad. The victorious clan should have gotten 2 fragments for the champion maybe, and then the losing clan maybe 1, and you would need to participate in order to get it. I would have thought that would be a fair reward for the clans. But that's pretty much it, guys. This is the new clan thing that is coming. I don't see it being as so complicated now that I've digested all the information. I just needed to read through it for a good hour and then say it over in a video. I hope it helped you guys out in reducing the stress maybe about this. Some people have said they're gonna quit the game because of this. This is honestly fine. What they need to do now is just come back and put in effort in order to adjust everything else. Adjust the time needed to spend in the arenas. Adjust the time needed. Faction Wars and Doom Tower. There's no need for us, okay, to be doing some of these like silver keys for, you know, the next 20 minutes looking at your team fighting using the silver key. Just automatically complete it. I've done this how many times? This has been out since forever, and it was a good update, but since they haven't touched it since then, make it really auto friendly and just move on. So that was it, guys, for this video. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. If this helped you out, leave a comment down below and subscribe. As I said, leave it a like as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.